What's up, everyone? Hey, welcome to episode 3 of my Towns Guide / playthrough. And so you'll notice I've now got myself 19 citizens built up. I just basically alt-tabbed and let it idle. And sometimes whenever you don't have a lot of action going on and you pretty much just wait for that stuff to happen. But once you get enough citizens, you don't really have to idle too much. You're gonna always have things to do. Now you'll notice I actually put a couple of cow farms here, and the reason I did that is because I was getting a little bit impatient. I was waiting for my guys to walk all the way over here, and that was just not cutting it for me. So I created a few cow farms, and then I slaughtered some cows, made some steaks, things like that, and that way it sped things up just a little bit. But now that I've got 19 citizens, I'm going to go ahead and start producing a few more things that will help me out here. And one of the things that are important for your town is making sure that your villagers at least have an adequate amount of protection. So let's go ahead and give my guys some equipment. And so in order to do that, I'm going to go over to my militaries tab, and I'm just going to give everybody a couple of wooden armor pieces and some stone spears. So stone spears are a little bit better than the wooden things, and you can, oh sorry, not bone. Where are we at? Oh, stone, here we go. So stone, you can actually get from right here, and this is going to give me 299 damage, you'll notice. And so I can actually get some other stuff. Actually, I can make stone maces. Those are not too bad. So 426 damage. And so yeah, actually that doesn't require any more stuff. So let's go ahead and do some stone maces. And I've got 19 villagers. Let's just go ahead and make 19. Ooh, sorry, I don't want to do it that way. Remember, the right side is for auto production. I just want to make 19 so that everyone has one. And this is going to take a while, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my armors tab, and we're going to make 19 armors for all my villagers. And obviously I'm going to get more villagers, and I'm going to need more gear later, but for now I just want to have equipment for these particular villagers that these particular villagers that I have right now. Oops, I keep clicking way too many times. And then as I get new villagers, I'll start making better gear for them, and that will be fine. But for now, once these villagers get all geared up, then I will be able to not have any concerns with like tree keepers and with anything that happens in the dungeon, which I'll be exploring here very soon as well. But really what you want to do is give your villagers, your townies, one task at a time. Otherwise they're going to just run around and work themselves. Basically they're going to be working way too much, and you're not going to get anything done. So what I like to do is queue up some tasks and then just kind of let them go about their business and do their thing. But you'll notice since I've got so many things queued up here for wood production, I'm going to need a way to have enough constant supply of wood and the like. So I hit F2 and you can see all of your materials. You notice I've actually got 10 wood and it's depleting very quickly. So I can actually go ahead and chop down some trees and stuff. But I want to go ahead and I've got a few things made already. I want to go ahead and gear up at least what town citizens that I'm able to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click auto equip for a couple of citizens, and that should go ahead and pick up all of the items that I currently have. So you'll notice a few of them picked up some items. And what I'm going to do also is I'm going to go ahead and convert 2 of my citizens to guards. And so I converted them to soldiers, the ones that picked up those items. And so these 2 citizens here will automatically be assigned as guard duty. So anytime one of my townies goes under attack, so if Frogman comes over here and tries to attack me or something like that, those 2 soldiers will run to their aid and they'll try and help them out. So if there's any evil trees or anything like that, then that will be handled without too much issue, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start clearing out some trees as I need more wood. But what I'm going to start doing here is I'm going to go ahead soon to create a tree farm. And that's what I need to do. because in order to have the best type of food, I need to kill cows, chickens, and pigs. So eventually I'm gonna have all 3 farms down here, and I've decided to make this bottom area right over here my food production area, just basically all along the wall, and then I'll probably make my buildings and stuff just right over here, and I'll probably make kind of like a fortress type building for my production areas, and then I'll make another dormitory area for living quarters, and I'll probably have to clear out this little mountain or whatever to have more room, and that's fine with me. So what I wanted to show you guys though is actually do a automatic tree production, or sorry, automatic wood production. And so in order to do that, you need to actually till the land and plant some of your own trees. And you can actually tell your people to farm from those pieces of land that you tilled. And so let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and create just a small little tree farm area here right off of the farms that I've got. And this should be a decent area, and I can create multiple tree farms later if I want, but this is just going to be an area for now that I like. So you'll see all my villagers running over here, all the little talonies, and they're going to till for me. Alrighty, and so they've gone ahead and tilled the land. Now I just need to plant some trees. And let's see, we need to make sure and plant the right type of tree. So pine bush. See, I think that's the standard type of tree around here. Tree seedling. We'll probably go with the tree seedling. I don't think there's much pine around here. Well, there is. Actually, there's a fair amount of both types, but looks like we're just gonna plant this standard type of tree here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna go run and they're gonna grab bushes. You'll see these tree bushes being picked up. See, bush. So they pick up that bush and then go plant it in here, and trees will automatically start to grow in this particular area, and I can have an automatic tree production, so that I don't have to sit there and click on wood every single time I want to chop some trees down. But for now, I'm actually going to go ahead and clear out the trees that are in this area because they're just in the way, and I want to clear them out. So that's not a big deal for me. And I need to make sure I have stone as well. Eventually, you'll run out of stone on the surface, and you'll need to start mining underground. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and use the resources that are above ground until we have a stable economy and we're safe with the gear that we have to start venturing into the dungeons underneath and hopefully find some iron and copper and that sort of thing. Iron is going to be a very important resource soon because I need to use it to cook my stews. And let me show you, the stew is actually extremely useful because, let me go to the food tab. So you'll notice that stew, mountain stew here, not mountain stew, sorry. Meat, okay. So roast, not stew. Okay, so roast. Oh goodness. Looks like I just got eaten alive by a tree, but my guards came to the rescue and they destroyed him. All right, let's destroy that corpse. Good job, Walter Bonvalat. All right, so my roast will give me 150% fill. That is the best food in the game. Nothing has higher fill amount than that, at least I don't believe so. So that requires steak, poultry, and pork. And I'll eventually have that production underway. And that way my guys can do a lot of work before needing to come back and eat food. All right, so we've got a little bit of gear built up here. I'm gonna go ahead and auto-equip. I'm just gonna super fast click on all of those guys. And eventually they'll run over there and they'll grab all of the pieces of armor that are left over. And And so let's check my resource tab. I've got 27 stone, 51 wood. So that's enough for them to continue with production as of now. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and build up my farms for my cows. So I'm gonna build several farms with some fences. And so once I have enough farms built up, then I'll bring it back, and you guys will see everything done. So you don't have to sit there and wait for my guys to do it here in the recording. But that is the next plan of action, is to build up enough production so that I can start having roast built. And then soon, I think we're gonna go ahead and begin mining down into the earth, and I'm going to start attracting some heroes so that the heroes can start exploring down into the ground. And I want to start finding some iron and some copper so I can build some better items and some better furniture and decorations and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And then we'll actually start building my town around this area, and I'll show you guys how to make buildings and then so that's it for now. Let me go ahead and pause it, or pause the recording anyways, and we'll come back once my farms are all built up over here. All right, see you guys in just a sec. Okay, and we are back now. Got my farms done, and it's time to start building up my town in an actual visually pleasing format, I suppose. And that way I can attract even more citizens, get a little bit more efficient with my production, since they're having to walk a really long ways to create some of this stuff. I want to go ahead and remedy that for now. And so I've kind of thought about the way I want to do my town, and I'm going to do it in several different buildings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a giant skyscraper dormitory type thing, and I'm probably going to go ahead and clear out this, most of this mountain here, and I'm going to probably create just like a skyscraper dormitory, and I'm gonna have about 9 bedrooms per level. And that way, since you can get to a max level of 12, I will eventually have enough rooms. If I do maybe 9 rooms per level, then I'll have a room for about 100 citizens, and that's a good number to have. And then I'm gonna have right here, just right in this particular area, like right in front of my farms here, I'll have basically all of these things. I'll have like my kitchen and my butcher shop and my dining hall, and I'll have an actual dining hall for heroes as well in the same area, like a little tavern area. And then that'll all be in one building, and I'll have a basement where I can store all of my supplies, all the raw food and all of the prepared food. And then I'm gonna have right over here in another building, I'm gonna have like my forge and my masonry and my carpentry and anything of like production wise, I'm gonna have all in a building here. That way I can actually have another basement right here where I can store those supplies. And I'll probably, as I start going down into the ground, you start to need a lot of storage room. So I'll probably even have like another storage building with stories of storage for just barrels and barrels of raw materials, and that'll be right next door. I may even have like a bridge connecting the two buildings, and I'll have those buildings set up that way. And then I will have, what else? I'm gonna have a little market. Market is a good place, and I'll talk about market later, but basically you have these caravans that'll come and you can do trading with them. But a market is a good way to increase happiness for your people. And I'll have a market set up for my townies to go hang out in. And then I'll build an arena later for my heroes to hang out in. And then I'll probably set up my mine or my dungeon area, I guess, probably in one of these areas here. Usually you start your dungeon, you start to dig down at the stone area. So I'll create some kind of area where I dig down, and I'll have my dungeon start right around there. In fact, I'll go ahead and start this now. So I'll dig a ladder, and this will be the start to my dungeon right there. And then over here, let's go ahead and start building up that dining area. And in order to do that, I need to actually create, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and dig out the basement first. And I wanna create the basement first so that I can start to put some stockpiles, have some storage for the various foodstuffs, I guess you could say, that I'm going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and dig this area right here, and I think this large area right here will be a big enough building for what I want to accomplish. And let's just destroy this tree here. And then I need to also start to destroy this mountain so that I can build my dormitories or whatever. And so the way to do this effectively is you want to start at the top and start digging down from the top, because if you don't, if you just start selecting everything from the bottom, they'll dig out the bottom and then they won't be able to get to the top, and then you'll just have this ugly like stuff up in the air that gets in the way and is really annoying. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and clear out this mountain, and then I'm going to dig out an area for my different places that I'm going to use. And so I'm just going to start the frameworks for these different areas. And so the production area is going to go right about here. And I think this can be actually, I forgot I have this thing. Let me destroy that stockpile. I don't need that. So let's go ahead and dig out a production area here, right about here, and let's make it about that big. And that should be a good size for a production building, I believe. And so we'll have a production building here. We're going to have our food area here. And then we're going to have probably, I don't know where I'm going to put my market necessarily. Probably going to put my market right over here somewhere. I don't really need to dig it out necessarily, but I'm going to go ahead and just mark the area, and then I'll make a building later. So what I'll do is I'll actually, these trees are in the way, so let's go ahead and remove these trees. And I need to mine this sucker. Okay, so destroy. This stuff's all in the way. Okay, so now that I've destroyed these and got them out of the way, I can go ahead and decide on an area for my market. And the market will be right about here, I think. I think that's a big enough area for a market. And then I'll have, let's see, I'll have, what other zones do I need? A hospital, I'll probably put that in the same building as my skyscraper. So I'll make sure to have, I'll make the skyscraper a little bit bigger than the rooms are going to be, and then I'll have basically like a first floor will be bigger. I'll make the first floor kind of big so I can have towny areas such as the hospital on the first floor, and then on the next consecutive floors I'll have the actual rooms that they're going to be staying in, and that should be good. Barracks, I'll actually be building that probably closer to the dungeon area, so I'll worry about that later. Let's see, and then for the tavern, in order to attract heroes to your town, you actually need to get a tavern going. And so I'll probably have the tavern inside of this area right here, and then I'll have another area which is just rooms for the heroes to stay in. So that should be good, and I think that is a good stopping point for now. You guys don't need to sit here and wait while my villagers create the framework for this area and clear out the mountain. So next episode, when you come back, I'll have this mountain cleared out, and I'll have everything, all the framework dug out, and we'll start building the walls, and we'll start building the zones and create some cool roads and some decorations and all kinds of furniture and everything that we need for our villagers to be happy and increase the efficiency of production, etc. Oh, it looks like I might have had an invasion of green jails or something like that. Oh, look at that. Even had a little froggy. So it looks like a froggy came and invaded here. Good thing I equipped my villagers. You'll notice that while I had it paused, I went ahead and equipped my villagers with all of the stuff that I created for them. So that's pretty good. And I'm actually going to go ahead. I don't really need him to be a soldier right now because all of my citizens are equipped equally. Later on, whenever I do not have or whenever I do have less resources, when I have like some really good gear, I'll probably make some soldiers that are just very well equipped, more so than the rest of the citizens, and I'll make them the guards. And also I'll have a patrol group for dungeons and stuff, and I'll show that later. But this is pretty much a good stopping point for now. I'll go ahead and get all of this busy work taken care of, and we'll head into the next episode when I start talking about building walls and attracting heroes and stuff like that. All right, I'll see you guys around for the next one. Peace out.